Hello world, happy Tuesday. This is Abanga, your motivational speaker, inspirational author, psychotherapist, so many things in one, chiming in from Douala, Cameroon. It's still morning for me. It's like 6:30 a.m. I'm an early bird. I sleep early, I wake up early, and my second son is starting an official examination today. So a little anxiety to get things going and everything. Actually, I want to talk today about our attachment styles and how it can affect our mental health or relationships and stuff like that. Yeah, because I'm specialized in mental health and relational wellness, right? Okay, so let's get going. Could it be about your attachment style? So what is our attachment style? Our attachment style is the way we attach to others, be it our parents, as children, our friends, people in our family members, our significant others, and people at our job site. To people, how do we relate? Let me not use the word attach. How do we relate? And so I want to just look at three main attachment styles. You can mix them up, and there are other ones, but I just want to keep it very simple. Okay, so you have the anxious attachment style, you have the avoidant attachment style, and you have the secure attachment style. And we sometimes have different attachment styles, and at different stages of our lives we can even have a combination of them, or we might not even know which one we have. The best way to know your attachment style is in a relationship, whichever relationship, right? Okay, because that's when you get to interact with another person, and either they tell you or you yourself begin to notice something is not right. Maybe because their own attachment style conflicts with your own, or their own is such a mirror of your own that you are like, hey, wait a minute, is this me? Or more often than not, when there's any misunderstanding, there's friction and all of those things, look at the attachment style. And your attachment style will also kind of indicate the way you are receptive to to people and to what they can have to say, and what triggers you, and if nothing triggers you and stuff like that. So I think that when you know your attachment style, you can easily identify if you are compatible with another person or you are not, and then you can take the measures that you want to take, to either have your needs met or not, to walk away, whichever one. So let's start with the anxious one. I live with anxiety, so I know something about that. I once had a very anxious attachment style, but very early on in my life happened, and I couldn't let that, I couldn't continue being anxious because I had to find solutions to really important issues such as finding food to eat. So anxiety was not going to provide food for me. It has stayed in other areas, but in some areas it has gone. But the anxious attachment will be that person who cannot stand this other person not being around, not calling back, not texting, not showing up, no blah blah blah. You're so worried about that relationship, about that person. Or if your mother goes away as a child, you will cry until your mother comes back. You are so full of anxiety. There's this test they did with a baby who was there in the room with the mother, and then the baby would play and turn around, see the mother is there, no problem. But once the baby noticed the mother was not there, there was no more playing. No matter how that baby was encouraged to play, no more playing until when the mother come back. They did this with several babies. Okay, so the anxious one, once the mother came back, they didn't leave their mother's side anymore. They just hung to the leg and stayed there and wanted to be carried and pampered and everything. So you want that constant reassurance in your relationship. You cannot understand why the other person is not meeting your needs 100% and being available and being receptive the way you are and everything. Why are other people not as anxious as I am? That is it. The avoidant ones are the ones who are like, I don't need you. Well, yeah, we are in a relationship, but I'm good. And they don't tell you that. They send mixed signals. They don't call, or they call at 9 when they said they'll call at 2, and they don't make no excuses, and they're like, well, it works for me that way. I don't want to be attached me to anybody that kind of way, and I'm not going to tell them that I don't want to. They can figure it out on their own. I'm just using them. I'm happy, and that sometimes is because in their childhood, well, they had this kind of parents who were like, figure it out on your own, leave me alone, just stop crying, get lost. The ones who sometimes will abandon the child, allow the child to cry for like 4 hours because, well, somebody said allow the child to cry for that long. So whatever, and the child grew up to realize, if I get close, I'll be hurt. So let me protect myself by not being close. Even if I suffer inside me, I would love to be intimate and close. I rather not be. And if you get into a relationship with an avoidant person, I was once there, maybe a few times actually. It hurts. You keep trying, you have to prove, you have to win them over, you have to reassure them and everything, but they keep pulling back. The more you get closer, until you realize that it's not worth it, and so you just take yourself away. Or they walk out of the relationship, you suffer, and then, well, it can help you. And that is when you become secure in your own self. Because we forget sometimes that the first and most important relationship we have is ourselves, with ourselves. So how are you attached to yourself? Like, do you see yourself like, there's nothing to write home about, Mark, whatever, look at how she is. So I don't even want to think about her. Or do you think about yourself like, oh my goodness, I'm so secure, I'm a high value woman, I'm so grateful for my life, I'm good on my own, I have God on my side, stuff like that? Or are you anxious about everything in your life? Oh, the bills, the this, the that. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm such a loser, all of that. Because if you are not secure in your own self, in your own being, you will not be secure even in a relationship with another person. And a secure person is one who kind of finds a very good balance, between being in that relationship and yet being their individual. They don't want to get completely lost in there. They don't want something that drags them down to the point where it's like they're changing their whole life 360 just to fit into that relationship and, please this person or, get things going. No. It's like, I'm good. I need my space. I let you have your space. And then, we find common ground somewhere. And that's okay. It's not against you. I'm having an issue. It's about the attitude, about the situation right now. But it's nothing to do with you. I'm good. Don't take it out on me. Let's talk about the situation at hand, and stuff like that. So I just wanted to put this out there, and obviously also because I've been thinking a lot about it in my own life and my own relationships, and I'm like, people need to sometimes pay more attention to their attachment styles than they do to all these outward things and the glam and the the fame and all of those things. Anyway, I'm always here. Maybe you might need to talk to a therapist to help you figure out your own. There are some tests we can take. You might just need to read a few more books and watch some things on YouTube. You can Google this thing up. There's a whole lot of research on it and all of that, but I just don't like talking too much scientific when I do any of this because I want to also keep it real and down to earth. So I just want to encourage you. Don't get frustrated. To get to where I was, I definitely went through a lot of ups and downs, anxious, avoidant, and relating with people and not stopping trying to relate with people. And then I figured out where I was, so you can do that too. So until next Tuesday for the next segment of TherapistMAG, I am yours, Maria Abanga. God bless us all.